going to be third, and that means a difference of 1,000 euros in prize money.
Yeah,
Serious gameplay, both of the teams pretty motivated to get it going as well. They were asking in the pick and ban channel, like, "Yo, what's happening with the match between Sicarius and W?" And we kept having to tell them, like, "Yeah, it's going kind of slowly. Don't worry, guys, you'll get your turn." Community predictions, though, seeing because you unload your clip, you deal 1,600 damage in the ideal case, and then, you know, in Onslaught, the tanks have so much HP that the opposing tank then is like, "Yeah, now what? Now I get to shoot a few times." So I'm more of a fan of the, like, double clip heavy, but hit and run. Let's see. Franek is going towards the middle. The same can be said for Ketsai and Tseg on the 3 line, respectively. Good first shot from the 140.
Yeah, nice shot. And Mafia pushing in, by the looks of it, into the cap straight. And they have this double bat chat on the hill. And it looks like, never mind, not a cap play. Just wanting to sit on the hull down here and see what's happening. Because they do have hill for free. Bat chat will get the info tower. And they do have full info, and these double bats are going to put some crossfire onto these tanks on the lower side.
Yeah, and that crossfire here on the 1 and 2 line, that's actually going to be a problem for HIT, because with those bat chats on the hill, you never know when they are going to be reloading, when they are reloaded, actually ready to shoot, and the bat chat kind of iffy gun, but in Onslaught that much of not that much of an issue, as Profuse actually taking a lot of damage. I think Mafia want to stop trading here. They want to let that crossfire from the hill come in clutch.
Yeah, I mean, Proof is down to 1,500 already, you know. Now he's a 1 clip to the T57 Heavy, so maybe not even need the 2 autoloaders, but in his 2 bats, I feel like you do need to be careful that you're not going to be fully out the game, because that is, you know, basically 6,000 HP out the game, so they do need to make sure they are dealing their damage before the game is over.
Well, let's see. Currently, I think Hit and Run and Mafia are trading blows, but for now, I would say with the better end, I guess, for Hit, even though Decha has taken a lot of damage in that Type 5, but now Tsek coming in to put the final nail in the coffin for Uzek, and that brings Barkis and Conrad not into action. So cap control does shift over towards Hit, who have the first kill, and now Profuse is going to be in the sights of the tanks of Hit and Run that try to go up a second gun here.
Yeah, I mean, as I was saying, these double bat chats seem to be a little out the game at the moment. They are capturing Profuse, and I mean, 1 Dravik goes down though for Hit and Run, so guns are being traded. It looks
well traded, but a trade right now is good for Hit and Run as they are up a gun, and Franek peeks here. That is going to seal the fate for Conrad as well. Barkis taking another shot. Decha in the meanwhile gets cleaned up by Kono. But the problem is the super heavy at this point in the game doesn't really matter that much anymore. Barkis getting killed by DJ, and all of a sudden it is 3 Mafia players against 5 from Hit and Run. The only good thing going for Mafia here is that they still have a full HP bat chat. Monster going in, bad communication with Ketsai, who isn't there to exploit the fact that Orzhek is on reload. Monster taking a second one, bouncing the cupola of Orzhek as Ketsai coming in with the 140. The E5, it's going to stay alive, and an artillery strike is going to make Ketsai a one-shot for that E5. He drives in. He should be able to get the kill here. He gets the spot first of all.
Yeah, some really bad communication there from Hit and Run. It just seemed like the 140 just didn't want to peek for some reason, even though it was a 2-shot. And now it's, I mean, if the E5 managed to destroy him, then it would have been really painful for Hit and Run. But Rexar coming in back with the bat chat before, oh, never mind. Now he's forced to go back.
Yeah, for Rexar, pretty uncomfortable situation at this point in time. He is kind of in the open, but the opposing team doesn't know. Oh, Franek, though, seemingly having a lead of where the Batchat could be. He bounces a shot, so now he's going to know for sure as Rexar gets spotted. This means that Franek can freely peek. Ability does not yet get activated. Big HGs into the Batchat, and he just dies, which means Hit and Run are going to secure their first round on the board.
Yeah, nice round from Hit and Run, really, you know, isolating these guns on the 1-2, because, I mean, these double bat chats on hill, they probably did farm, but, yeah, they were just out the game for a bit too long, it seemed like. But, I mean, at the same time...
Here first. As, yeah, those triple BZ-75s, I mean, the Bliska kind of a soft counter, because the only thing that the BZ-75 really brings to the table is the HP, and The Bliskas, they just have so much DPM that they don't really care, and the already bad DPM of the BZ75 even gets countered further by the ability that the Bliska has. Triple BZ75 boosting into the cap, but they're going to be met with fierce resistance, and as I said, that resistance comes in the form of a lot of DPM. Kono, the first one into the breach, starting to lower the damage taken here, goes down to less than half, but T-Sec on the receiving end of the stick goes down to a one-shot, and those Bliskavicas, they reload so fast. Decha about to start noticing that Uzek problems with picking up T-Sec. Finally he does it, and Decha the next one on the chopping block.
Yeah, these Bliskas just catch these double BZs, and I mean, these BZs just don't have enough DPM to fight back, so they just blow up within 30 seconds, and Conrad does get caught by hit and run, but I mean, these Bliskas are just going to come back and repush them.
Rexar seems to have found Franek here, double tracks him as well, but the rep kit was available as Monster and Pansfury trying to stay hold down. Profuse has found himself a tasty little snack. He needs to stop playing with his food though, as Monster takes humongous damage, just blows up as well. All of a sudden 4 hit and run players only remaining against a pack of hungry wolves on the Mafia side that are just about to equalize the scoreline, and a quick and furious second round of Himmelsdorf is going to net the first round on the board for Mafia. It's all even 1-1.
Yeah, it's just a nice round from Mafia here. Nice opener versus what Hit and Run were doing, and it's going to be very hard to get back into this game for Hit and Run, just because they lose 2 BZs just kind of out of nowhere, really. I mean, not really much they can do. I mean, the game's going to slow down a little bit now. Obviously, Prufus managing to get the strike, probably now winning that 1v1, managing to stay alive in the 140, very important, because he has this Inspire for the Bliskas, boosting their DPM even higher, but Hit and Run, it's going to be hard.
Yeah, it's not going to be easy. I mean, 2v4s and the HP being down for the team with 2 tanks as well. Normally, you're not supposed to win those if you're hit and run. Obviously, Ketsai could do some magic in that 140, but it is kind of questionable. Full ability on Franek as well. That could help a little bit, but now Bark is pulling up, and great snapshot in towards Franek from Barkis. The strike gets used as well, I believe, and now Ketsai in the 1v4 clutch or kick. Yeah, that looks like a kick.
Yeah, I think he's not going to do great. I mean, I'm surprised he's taking low noise by the looks of it, though, and not HP. It seems quite interesting.
It means you can play a little more aggressive on the 1 and 2 line, and also should you ever find yourself on the hill as well, you're able to to just play more freely with that low noise exhaust. I think that is why. He's looking for the 140 here now. That is the singular one-shot that is remaining on the lineup of Mafia, but Profuse seemingly doesn't want to really give it to him here at this point in time. He does put a shot of damage into the Bliskovica, but now Barkis has arrived and he has activated his ability. The 140 is not going to win the DPM duel.
No, he's not going to have a great time against a face-hugging Bliska, but I mean, it was a nice try, I think, from Hit and Run. After losing 2 tanks from the opening, I really didn't see it, how they could bring it back, but I mean, it's pretty, not bad health-wise anyway, only 4k down. It's not terrible to say they lost 2 PZs.
I'm gonna say like crazy, but I mean radio equipment, purple optics, and low noise. Oh. That is a very never mind. He switched it. All right.
Just baiting us, huh? Wow. How rude. What did he switch to?
Just normal fighting setup. So I believe like hardening, rammer, and probably turbo or something.
Yeah.
The usual, so to speak.
Yeah.
But yeah, as you said, the map is going to get split, but Mafia already with a lot of information because they were able to snatch an info tower with the 140 off a Profuse. And this means that the MBYs together with the Dravets, they know what is headed their way. Are they still going to commit is the question. Conrad certainly does seem to be willing to do so, heading to the dip, and Franek getting some more spots out in that Centurion.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you can see why they brought a Centurion over a 140, because, you know, normally everyone just wants, oh, we want Inspire medium, just pick a 140, but people, you know, a bit more sophisticated than most of us, you know, we're playing K-Line, we want something with gun depression and a bit more, or a bit of turret armor, so yeah, nice pick from the center.
Whenever I play Centurion, I always feel like the turret armor is a bait.
I mean, it's not great against heat rounds, really, but it's... Yeah, I mean, it's worse than a 140, I would say, for sure.
Definitely. Hit and run, they have started up the cap, though. I believe that should be DJ sitting there. He's also going to quietly rack up a little bit of roll XP, maybe with that. And now Conrad with that Dravets starting to move ever closer, and he's going to have the problem of T-Sec with that other Dravets that should be able to fire from the middle of the map. That's exactly what is happening here as the cap goes down to 8 seconds. Mafia, they do have an artillery strike to get the reset, though. I would imagine that that one gets used soon, but Conrad really paying a hefty price for this engagement, down to 600.
Yeah, I don't really know what he was doing there, because it's not really a hold down location he went into. I guess he just wanted to see what was ahead of him, but yeah, costing him a lot, down to just under 700, so I have to see if Hit and Run want to push this. Oof. Yeah, I mean, just lots of bleed coming in from Mafia.
Well, on the other side, it seems like Mafia want to engage on towards the Dravets of T-Sec, but that doesn't seem to be going super well either, as now Hit and Run is starting to advance on this lower side, using Ketsai as a battering ram to try and soak up the shots. Good artillery strike coming in on the MBYs. Conrad, the first one to fall, and the BZ-75 even getting shielded. The Centurion getting pulled into the fight as Rexar goes down to a 2-shot, has to use the ability. Ketsai on the other side of the map is going to die. A good secondary artillery strike. Monster with a rare bounce onto Ketsai, and that means Ojek just dies before him, but Hit get a good engagement here in the southwest.
Yeah, I mean, just this bleed from Mafia just really allowed Hit and Run to make full advantage of it and just be able to push this out. I mean, if, you know, the Dravex was on like 2,000 more health as well as the M5Y, this push is really a lot more painful, but just nice, able to see that, you know, this side's weak and pushed it out. They lose the Dravets in mid for it, but that's nothing to be afraid of.
No, the Dravets in the middle at that point in time is just there to, well, waste time. And that is exactly what he did. Doing so well enough that his teammates are able to clean up in the south. And this means that Hit and Run not only are going to claim an artillery strike, but very likely as well the game here, putting themselves up around from the east of Sand River, no less.
Yeah, I'm sure they're very happy with winning from this side and just need to finish off the game now, just need to go find them, because they're just wasting time, so they can maybe get the pick for the tiebreaker map. But all over, Hit and Run, nice round. They're playing very well, I would say, Hit and Run here.
Kono revealing his position by getting another damaging shot into DJ, and Hit and Run, I mean, not really looking for the cap here. I think they want to go for the full kill, as Profuse is going to make his way to the, I guess, a dump down position at the red line. He does have control over a lot of area here with that position, but I think first of all Hit are going to close in on towards Kono, as Mafia don't want to drive in. They have committed 2 tanks on the cap as well, so in 35 seconds, with Mafia not having any kind of strike available, this should be Hit's a game sooner rather than later. Monster coming in against Kono, doesn't miss this one, doesn't bounce it that time, as the 140 of Profuse springs into action. He gets another kill, but not before getting striked, headed towards the cap, trying to delay the inevitable for as long as possible.
Yeah, I mean, Profuse getting the kill there, extending, maybe can... he probably won't get a reset, it won't be in time for one, but he was pretty close. Fantastic. Well, camera work.
We get a good view of the Eagle that probably is screeching in the sky as it sees Profuse getting another reset, so he really is trying to get absolutely everything out of this game, as Deja coming in with the 430U. Both of them playing a game of chicken, but Profuse loses and Deja wins the Mexican standoff.
Yeah, just nice play from Hit and Run here. I mean, really just...
Which is, of course, a mind game you can play, but I think on Sand River, you want to know sooner rather than later what is most likely headed to the south side, which is normally where the plane gets put, or they wait and put it on the info tower. That's also a possibility. But no, he uses it immediately, and he sees 3 tanks. That means no replane available, but the double 430U and the IS-7 driving towards the cap have been seen.
Yeah, 140 is being very dangerous, trying to get this radio tower, and he does. Full info coming out for hit and run as well, so they don't even need a light tank, and they're putting cap pressure on here.
Ooh, DJ actually continuing through the water, trying to get a position with the IS-7, trying to screen the cap as well as hit also. Take the artillery strike in the north, it seems. Ketsai not really being challenged at this point in time by any of the Mafia players. Orzhek is now going to peek, gets the reset on the artillery strike, but still the issue persists. The cap is under threat from hit and run.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to be trying really hard to get this reset. Maybe the M5Y and K-Line might see one, maybe, but it's going to be really hard. 10 seconds left now. Going down to 5. I don't know if they're in time at all.
Well, Yuzek trying to get closer, but he's never going to make it to the cap. It goes down to 0 seconds, and it actually does complete. So hit and run get a super quick cap victory here. Mafia not expecting this at all, even though
I think when I played them for a bit, like in just Onslaught, I really didn't enjoy playing it. So for that, I would have to say Mafia, but obviously Hit and Run have an idea for what they want to do with the Bliskas.
I think the biggest problem that the Bliskas have is when they get matched against those Type 5s, and you actually really need to aim your shots against the smaller weak spots, because the Type 5 for those kind of low pen tier 10 TDs is not an auto pen, as Mafia kind of passively setting up on the field here, ready to receive anything that might come, and in the meanwhile sending the double Type 5 through into the cap are hit and run that also are bringing the Bliskas to bear on the green. We saw a push earlier today with 50Bs not being met with success, and this seems to be kind of the same thing happening here, but maybe Hit and Run are able to turn it around. Currently though, Mafia are the only team to deal damage.
Yeah, Hit and Run really bleeding heavily for this. Panzer Fury down to 1800, and Franak taking a shot as well, so I mean, really not great from Hit and Run here, and I feel like they're kind of stuck now. They can't really leave anywhere. I mean, maybe they could go across rails, but that just goes into taking more shots and into more Foch Bs. So, yeah, it's going to be very hard for Hit and Run to kind of get out of this hold.
Well, Ketsai taking a big one by Barkis as well, and currently the only thing going for Hit and Run, I was about to say, is the cap, but a good reset coming in from Profuse, and realistically, Mafia, they have taken a single shot of damage on Profuse, and that is kind of everything, as Monster takes another big hit by Yuzek, and, well, the initial plan absolutely not working out, and so far the trade's also not really going Hit and Run's way. This round, this has Mafia written all over it.
Yeah, it does. I mean, 6k up in an Onslaught game, you'd kind of expect it to be over, or like near the end of the game where you just kind of won, but 2 minutes into the game and you're already 6k down, and the enemy team has taken 2 shots of damage. It's not great. It's really not great.
And I mean, they've taken 2 shots on a tank that realistically can always fall back, and for them to kill Profuse, they would need to overextend dramatically. So, yeah, that's not going to happen. Conrad able to tank the shot of the Bliskavitsa, able to burn the repair kit from T-Sec here that has to kind of turn around, drive around. Type 5 of Yuzek peeking, another shot going into T-Sec, another good trade from Mafia.
Yeah, I mean, this is where you kind of don't really want to have Bliskas, because, I mean, you really want them to go full in and brawl, but when you have to peek on corners and you only have that, was it 5 degrees or 10 degrees of gun traverse?
Really narrow.
Yeah, it's really hard to play in corners with Bliskas, so yeah, I mean, I don't know if Hit and Run are already just saying, alright, let's focus on next game, because, I mean, this game just looks impossible to win at the moment.
Well, Profuse now starting to face off against double Bliskavitsa, but he is hull down. And the strike also goes down as Profuse takes a lot of damage here in that Dravets. Might want to rethink about going this aggressive, but I think now Mafia are starting to realize that they can push with those Type 5s, but Profuse actually going down to a one-shot. The strikes being focused onto him as Monster is about to take yet another one. This might be a problem for Mafia as Yuzek takes a bunch of damage for trying to go close to the Bliskas.
Yeah, and Monster will get the strike and he will kill Profuse with this. So, and I mean, now this Type 5 is now down to 100 health, so it's swinging kind of back in Hit and Run's favor. Only 4k down now, and they will catch, or try and catch the field at least, but it's going to be quite painful.
Well, let's see. Oh, the track and the engine and the driver damaged in T-Sec. That man is not going to be moving a whole lot, but Rexa, I don't think he has any shells remaining in the clip as Conrad is coming in from the sidelines to support his Fosh B brother. Now, Pansfury with a good peek onto Barkis, but Monster gets blown up and all of a sudden the guns are just falling like a house of cards. Hit and run. One by one, they get picked up by Mafia. The HP advantage that they got at the start of the battle, it is enough.
Yeah, I mean, 6k up is going to be hard for anyone to come back into this game. And when you're fighting Mafia, it's going to be very hard to, get them to let go of this, like, huge HP lead. I mean, they tried their best with Pufu's peaking quite high onto the 0 line and basically losing 2k health, and then the Type 5 coming in to try and reset the cap, so he lived, also lost 3k, but yeah, this HP advantage is just too much to overcome for Hit and Run.
And that means Mafia are going with the E100 flavor of things. Obviously a little bit better alpha, a little bit better turret armor, but a little bit less HP.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of worried about Mafia's lineup for a slow game here, because playing 50Bs and BZs on Ensk versus Mouses, it's Antifs and Heavies, it's going to be kind of hard, but I mean, T-Sec does need to be a little careful here. 3 tanks on 9-0.
He does know that there is tanks in front of him now as the cap gets double tapped by those BZs. It's going to start. This means Ketzai immediately on his way to take the artillery strike to possibly deny the cap as the BZs start opening fire on towards whatever Hit and Run want to send. Monster was on the receiving end of that, but Ketzai is able to get the artillery strike, and now full info for the team of Mafia. The double mouse gets revealed as well. T-Sec a little bit inattentive too, takes a shot of damage that he wouldn't have needed to at the start of the engagement here, and now the triple 50B, they're starting to stalk and wander around in the city, but they're going to stare down the barrel of Monster, who takes a lot of damage, doesn't have ability anymore, needs to be very careful in the Fosh B of his own. The double T57 from Hit and Run now starting to drive in, and they're going to clip out against Barkis here, who takes a lot of damage, shots coming in from everywhere. The BZ just gets demolished.
Yeah, now Rexar going onto the Deca of the mouse. I mean, T-Sec as well, also low, so there's a lot of one-shots here for Mafia to try and pick up here to even the playing field. And I mean, first one down, the mouse, guns are even, health is only 1k down for Mafia. It's very winnable here.
Well, the E100 and the BZ75 get picked up respectively, so Hit and Run find themselves with a gun advantage as Kono trying to hunt with that 50B, but he doesn't get anything to shoot at. The same cannot be said for Rexa, who picks up T-Sec, and now all of a sudden DJ in that mouse gets completely overwhelmed by tanks, but reinforcements are on the way. It is like on the 7th day. Gandalf is coming back with the horses as Ketzai and Pansfury coming in to save DJ. The T57 is off of reload. It's going to pump the clip into the 50B. Rexa is going to die, leaving only Kono and Profuse here, but against 5 tanks on the Hit and Run lineup, they are not going to stand a lot of chances with Ketzai even chasing after the CS. Kono gets another kill, so makes it a 2v4, but it's not going to help as the 50B gets picked up, and this means Hit and Run are going to perfectly complete our prediction.
Yeah, very happy with our 2 points themselves, and Hit and Run obviously happy with their 4 points, so very nice from Hit and Run. I